Well, next tonight to the shocking revelation that at least 30 people have been arrested for child grooming in the Bradford area in the past 2 months alone.
The figures emerged as the former MP for Keighley, a long-standing campaigner against child sexual exploitation, said cases were emerging at a fast and furious rate.
Yes, the comments by Anne Cryer came as she was quizzed by a committee of MPs that has launched an inquiry into the issue. In a moment we'll be speaking to Anne, but first this from our political correspondent Ben Earlham.
2 weeks ago it was Rotherham under the spotlight, today it was Keighley. Cases of child grooming in both towns have now been looked at as part of an inquiry by a Commons committee. And Anne Cryer, the former Keighley MP who has been at the forefront of the fight against it for more than a decade, today told that committee about being one of the first to raise the issue and her campaigning against it.
Yes, I'm pleased people are recognising that what I was saying was right, but I'm also very upset that after all these years, 12 years, 11 years, I'm not sure, we're still getting these cases and they're coming in fast and furious at the moment.
Grooming, including by gangs of Asian men, continues to be an issue, and Keighley has seen demonstrations by far-right groups over it. Today, the town's current MP told the committee grooming is still going on.
It's very difficult to sort of measure whether there's an increase or decrease, but to give you an idea of the scale, across Bradford district at this moment in time, 30 people have been arrested in the last 2 months. There are ongoing cases.
These MPs will soon publish a report on grooming across the country, but again they've heard evidence on crimes past and present, specifically in Yorkshire. Ben Earlham, ITV News, Westminster.
Well, I spoke to Anne Cryer just after she left the hearing a short while ago, and I asked her what she made of the fact that, despite her years of campaigning, grooming is still such a big problem.
Well, in one respect it's disappointing, because I thought when I took up these arguments in 2002, and it took me until 2004 to make sure that some of these lads were sent down, I thought that would be the end of the story, because I thought they'll, shot across the bows, they won't be up to this sort of stuff again, and the community now aware of what's going on, they'll use their influence, and I expected it just to stop. Well, apparently it's kept on, and it does seem to be growing at the moment, so that's very upsetting. On the other hand, at least we're talking about it now.
Why do you think, though, to use your words, it seems to be getting worse?
I have no idea. I mean, it may just be that we are hearing about these things, whereas it was going on before and we didn't know about it. So it may be that it looks as if it's increasing, but actually it perhaps isn't.
Now, you for many years were a lone voice campaigning on this, as you say, back in 2002. It's all got a lot more publicity recently, and obviously this hearing today. What was the message that you wanted to get across today?
I wanted to get a message across that there was all sorts of aspects to it. There should be multi-agency working, which there wasn't when I started off. The police, schools, even hospitals, social services, they should all be working together so that people aren't falling through the cracks. So that's what I think is going to happen. But also, I want to see something happening in the community. And I think it's a very good example of what women in their community could be doing, because they are absolutely horrified of what's going on. They really don't want to have anything to do with these lads. I think we should persuade them to use their influence, actually, and it could be very useful.
Do you think that is the answer then? Get the women must work on the community. It's the women who can change attitudes.
I think so, and I think it's unfortunate that to this day that particular community don't use their women enough. There are women in that community who are in all sorts of professions. They've got degrees, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're head teachers, goodness knows what, but within their own community they don't have much of a position. Well, perhaps this is a position that they could take to perhaps try to influence young men before they get into this situation and say, this is not the way good Muslims live, it is un-Islamic.
Anne Cryer, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.